What's up guys, Jitek here. This is gonna be my second video I'm gonna uploading. The thing is, like, I don't have much time at the moment because I'm meeting with someone up. And the topic which we're gonna talk about is how to get out of your comfort zone if you're not a social guy. And if you wanna be, for example, someone who is not able to meet random people when he's going out, when he's like too hesitant to actually go out and approach people or talk to people because he's too much in his head, or you're someone who overthinks a lot. So this is going to be the main topic which we're going to talk about in this video, and I hope you will have fun. I hope you will get value out of it. So when you're about to go out to a social environment, probably these are the things you experience for yourself. Like, for example, you feel very nervous, you're anxious, or probably also anxious, you are overthinking a lot, you thinking about the possible outcomes which could happen when you meet a certain person or when a certain scenario is going to happen. And what you have to realize that these are just your thoughts. It's not like a prediction. It's not something that is already predicted to happen. When you're going out, the first thing what you have to realize in your mind is that you have no clue or no idea what is going to happen, and you can't predict the future. This is what you have to realize, So when you're out there and you're, for example, in a social setting, at a party or at a meetup or whatever setting you are, the thing is, what you have to understand is that there are also people who are also nervous when they're out there to meet new people, because people want to meet new people. This is just a normal thing. That's why we socialize. That's why we go out. Like, this is just a normal thing. We humans have like the natural instinct to be around people. And this is what you have to understand. So what you can actually do when you're out there is, for example, if you find yourself, as I said, in a social setting environment, is just like acknowledge your feelings, just like acknowledge what you're feeling at the moment, and just let the feeling go, let it be there, and so that you can process it. It's like also like some kind of a meditation. But as soon as you have done this, what you can do is just go up to somebody and just like say hi, like just like say hi and ask how he's doing, ask where he's from. Like, you don't have to go into like deep conversations with them, because there are people out there. You don't have to connect with everybody. Like, they're not like, it's not like your mission to connect with everybody out there. This is like not your purpose. Your purpose when you're out there is to have fun. And yeah, there will be certain people who you will connect with, or you will have like certain interests, or like common interests, or commonalities with a person. But you don't actually have to make the interactions perfect. And also what you have to realize is that when you're going out, is you don't have to think about a certain outcome. For example, when you, go to a party, what you have to realize is that the reason why you're actually anxious is because what other people are thinking about you, So what you have to understand, and what I for myself also learned from my own experience, is that this is also the reason like why people, for example, drink. It's because they want to get like in a better mood, in a better state, to get loosened up a bit. So this is what you have to understand. Like, it's not like that there are like people who like actively want to judge you, or like actively want to insult you, or like making you feel bad. This is not the purpose of the of a social setting. Yeah, sure, there might be people who are a little bit, could be like mean, or who are like not really respectful to each others, but these are like the people you have to ignore. And it's also like not your problem when they have like when they're like don't have respect for each other, or when they're like mean, or like, I don't know, have like shitty behavior. So this is what you have to take note of, and not judge yourself for it. So also a good practice which you can do is, when you're on your way to a certain event or to a social setting, for example, you're in a bus, you're Like, okay, if you're driving with a car, that would be a little bit difficult. But for example, if you are like out there and you're, I don't know, like driving with a train or bus or somewhere else, just like on your way, when you're about to go to a venue, always try to get in a social mood. You know, what you can, for example, do is just like go up to random strangers and just say hi to them, or just like smile at them, or maybe just like compliment them. Like, for example, if you see like a beautiful girl or something she wears, you can like just go up and just give her a compliment. So the main goal for this is to get yourself in a social flow first, you know, where you don't like really think about what you say or what to do. So you are actually in the moment and you can like enjoy the present moment, you know. Also, I think that what is a common problem is when you're going to a social setting is you sometimes expect an outcome out of it, you know. For example, that you have to get to know somebody, or you have to, you know, get to know a girl, or that something special has to happen, you know. And you also have to get rid of these expectations, you know. You have to, when you go out, you have no clue what is going to happen. You know, you have no idea, no clue what is going to happen tonight. This is like your mindset. You actually have to have. The only thing which you should focus on is just having fun. You know, go out there to meet people, being in a good mood, and just have fun and just socialize with people. This is the main goal you should have. You know, and yeah, we also like go to specific practices which you can do when you're, for example, you're like nervous, you're anxious, you're in your head. And so here's just a random disclaimer: if you have like major social anxiety or like depression or something in that direction, I think what you should do first is like seeking like professional help from a therapist or from a psychologist. So this is what you have to take note on. Like, if you find yourself you have like a bigger problems, then this is like the moment where you should actually try to find professional help for that. But if you're like somehow just like a little bit nervous or a little bit anxious, there are like certain practices you can do to build your social state up. And yeah, we will also like go into the specific tactics, as I said, because the funny thing is, the majority, or I wouldn't say the majority, but a lot of people in this environment, for example, at a party, are also nervous, you know. And this is also the reason why they drink alcohol, because they want to get in a social mood, in a social flow first. And yeah, this is what you also have to realize. And other exercises or other things which you can do to get yourself in a social flow is, when you are in that social environment, you know, just observe the environment first, you know, just like realize, okay, maybe you're like not in a social mood yet, and just like try to observe the situations and look around what the people are doing, and just like accept like just the feeling that you're feeling nervous. For example, you're feeling like, oh, maybe like I'm not like cool enough, I'm not like, you know, high value enough in when I like compare myself to this guy or this girl or whatever, you know. And this is also a big reason. It's because you compare yourself to other people in the environment. You have to stop like judging people from the first impression. And I know this is like very difficult, because this is like I would say like some sort of a human bias, you know. When you see somebody, we tend to judge people like in the first seconds we see. But this is also like a good practice which you can do, is to, when you see a person, don't try, even though this is like a, you know, some sort of a reflex, you know, a mental reflex, don't try to judge the person who's in front of you in the first few seconds. Get to know the person first, or talk with the person for a while, and then you can like kind of like try to judge them. But even though after the few seconds or minutes which you can talk, this is also like not like a good range to time range to, you know, judge a person, because like the first impressions could be like wrong, but or like bad, but after you get to know a person better and better, you can like realize, oh my god, like this person could be like my second soulmate, you know. So yeah, so as I said, the one thing is which we now talked about, is don't try to judge a person right in front of you in the first seconds or the first moment you meet the person. And yeah, just need to get outside to catch some fresh air a bit. So yeah, and also, for example, if you wanted to approach someone and you're very, very hesitant about it, the reason why you're hesitant to approach somebody is because you're trying to make the interaction perfect, or you're trying to make the interaction perfect, or you're trying to get an outcome of the interaction. So this is what you have to realize. And also, what I realized or what I experienced is that back then I always searched like for context to talk to somebody or to approach people. And the reality is, what I experienced over time is that there is no context, and there shouldn't be any context to meet new people. Like, as I said previously, people are always like looking out there to meet new people, and it's not something new. So keep this in your mind, and don't try to make the interactions perfect or get something out of it. So yeah. The other thing what you can do is when you feel very, very nervous, and maybe you have, as I said, a little bit of anxiety when you're trying to meet new people, is just like, and I know this takes like a lot of balls and it takes a lot of courage, but just when you have acknowledged that feeling, just try to be open about it and tell other people. Like, just tell, like, yeah, I'm just nervous right now. I'm like not in the, for example, you can say, I'm not in the mood for talking to people at the moment, and I need to get myself in. So just be like open and honest about your feelings. And I know this is like, for many guys out there, it's like very, very difficult, because they're always like thinking, okay, there will be some people who are like pick up on that and try to, you know, use you, or try to, I don't know, they try to make fun of you, or like trying to, I don't know, get something out of you, because some people have like these expectations. Okay, when I'm like vulnerable and honest, like, this is the key word which you have to consider: vulnerability. When you like, when you open yourself up, you are always like afraid that many people will use your state or make fun of you. And this is what you have to realize, is that most of the people won't do that. Like, most of the people are just nice and they want to help each other. Like, this is just what I realized. If you're just nice to the people at the first place, they won't be like rude, or like, I don't know, they won't like really use your emotional state, and they will be nice to you as well. So keep this in your mind. So this was everything I had to say at the moment. I hope you liked the content. I hope you liked the video. If you want to support me, you can hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It would do a great favor for me. Anyway, I wish you could pull some value out of this content, and I wish you a nice time, going out of your comfort zone and applying all these things, and hopefully we see each other in the next video.